Welcome to the overview of the Committee on Agriculture. The agricultural sector, and more importantly the production of food, has always been central in the European Union's agenda. This is because food is essential if we want to maintain a stable peace, because a lot of conflicts actually happen out of food or famine or because people are hungry. And by making sure that the food production in the European Union is at a high level at all times, the European Union has ensured to prevent such conflicts. Moreover, by producing such a large amount of food, the European Union can export a large quantity each year, for example, to developing countries such as China, and actually make quite a lot of money out of it. However, all that production of food and wealth has come at a cost. Agriculture does have a very large impact on the climate and can therefore be seen as a partly large contributor to the climate change that's currently going on. Temperatures going up, and of course this can be done due to a variety of reasons. One of them is the deforestation that happens if people, they wind up a lot of land and therefore they cut down a lot of trees, which of course is very bad for the processing of carbon dioxide, or another instance could be soil degradation, which means that due to an overuse of agriculture, the soil has been deprived of any minerals and can therefore no longer be used. Aside from those aspects, there seems to be one main contributor to climate change that is related to agriculture, which is the production of gases. For example, animals such as cows, they can fart a lot of nitrogen, methane, and other gases, and also a lot of gases gets produced by the production of fertilizer or the processing of materials. Thus, it is very important to keep those gases in check if you actually want to have a sustainable way of managing the climate. Another major issue that the European agricultural market is currently facing is the emergence of competitive economies outside of the European Union. Until recently, China was a country that needed a lot of food, but didn't produce a lot themselves. However, currently they are completely overthrowing the agricultural system and using new technologies to try to provide for their incredibly large country. This is, of course, a very important new competitor for the European Union on the agricultural market, and it is important for the EU to stay competitive and to make sure that they can keep their important agricultural position within the world economy. Moving on, it's time to look into the actors that actually are very, very involved and have a large interest into the matter, which is, of course, first and primarily the farmers. They are often asked to adopt measures to become more environmentally friendly, while still having to make a living. So the balance is very hard for farmers to reach. Sometimes regulation goes too fast and the farmers can't keep up, even if they want to. But most importantly, they are, of course, very, very much in favor of having both sustainable world as well as staying competitive in the market. So they're the main actors in this area. However, of course, the other EU citizens shouldn't be counted out, because they want affordable food as well as a clean environment. And the national governments often have their own national interests as well, which should be kept in mind when discussing these kind of matters. Of course, the EU did make some measures in place to provide for both agriculture and environment. The main one being they recently adopted a regulation which allows compensation for farmers who go beyond the EU environmental norms and will try to be even more environmentally friendly. They get rewarded with a bit of money. However, the opposite happens as well. The polluter pays principle is a very important principle within the EU law, and it states that the polluter, could be in this case a farmer, has to pay a fine for his pollution. So there's both a subsidy as well as a punish system going on. And then lastly, there's a common agricultural policy, which is the main EU legislative work when it comes to agriculture, and it's actually quite powerful and important to all aspects of agriculture, and should therefore definitely be kept in mind when discussing this issue of sustainability and competitiveness. And that was it for now. I am very, very much looking forward to be able to discuss this topic in Gothenburg and to work with you, my delegates from agriculture, and see you there.